Hey guys, Running Unchained. So now that I've seen Blade Runner 2049, I can finally go back and watch all these shorts that Denis handpicked great artists to do that will connect the dots between 2019 of the original film of Blade Runner to 2049 of Denis' film. Um, First one that they released them backwards in terms of a chronological order, but I said from the earliest one to the latest one, and timelines wise. And the earliest one is called Blackout 2022, and it is written and directed by Shinichiro Watanabe. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but he's responsible because of Cowboy Bebop. Recently, I've been watching Cowboy Bebop, and I loved it. Love the characters, love their adventures, and I thought, whoa, that's cool. That he's gonna. And from what I've seen, is that he was very influenced by the original Blade Runner, like a lot of us are. And so I heard that he had done it, and I checked it out, and I gotta say that it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful short. After the events of 2019, the original film, Nexus 6 models are expired, and Tyrell Corporation starts making Nexus 8 models to just keep making it as labor slaves. And there's this big massacre that happens that people can now look into the database and see and identify who's a replicant and kill them. There's a big massacre. And during that point, 5 Nexus 8 replicants escaped this world or colony called Calantha, and 2 of them are the main characters, which is Trixie and Iggy, and one of them is Sapper, which is the character that Dave Bautista plays in the film. And they've escaped. Now they're back here, and Gav, who is played by Edward James Olmos, is tasked to investigate or like to look upon any deserters who are from the military. The military should take care of it. It's not our problem. And it was cool to see Gav be in it and be like, yeah, he's also a big part in what happened from 2019 to 2049. So that was cool to see. The animation was spectacular. To me, here's because I'm not an expert in animation, all that. It's the Cowboy Bebop animation is smoother in my opinion. The animation reminded me a lot of what I saw of The Killing Joke, which I like this animation, but it's not as smooth as what I was used to seeing in Cowboy Bebop or Batman the Animated Series, respectively. But it was cool animation. You could tell that he didn't want to just copy and paste. He wanted to respect the world, yet give it his own take on it, which worked, and nothing felt out of place for me. They touch upon which in 2049 some replicants decide to take away their from their right eye or left eye, whichever may be, this side right here on this side, so they won't be identified as replicants. And Iggy does that so he could avoid identification. Also, what's going on is that they are planning on sabotaging the file section, this big place where it holds all the records of who's who, including the replicants, and decide to sabotage it and create an EMP, an electrical magnetic pulse, which will send the whole place back to the Stone Age, and it's gonna freak everyone the fuck out. But what will be the outcome of it is that no one will be able to tell easily who's a replicant. And it's a very short that there's a conversation between Iggy and Trixie who are like, we're gonna do this, right? And then what if we die? Like, do we go to heaven? Do we go to hell? And Iggy basically tells Trixie that he tells her that no, there's no hell or heaven for us. That Earth is all we got, which really was in a short that's like not even 10, 15 minutes, I believe. And they touch upon how much the replicants appreciate and are concerned more of Earth in the Blade Runner world than humans. Who, I mean, to humans, we still got heaven and earth. Heaven and hell. We still got options. Earth is just temporary, and it was beautiful and thought provoking to me. Like, wow, these guys, all they want to do is live, and not live forever, because the one of the main things for the Nexus is that their lifespan has been extended. They could live longer, and they're more concerned about living somewhere that they could feel stuff, they could be happy or sad, instead of eternity, which they just want to live, which was so beautiful, which makes me more deep into more thinking about what the replicants are, what they mean, and just the conversation they have, and the truck on the way to sabotage this plantation, which I think is Tyrell, or this sector. Is just touching on the humanity that replicants do have, and just because they're perfection and they're not as flawed as humans, there's uniqueness besides using the uniqueness. It's hard to talk about, but it's just, or hard to describe. It's just that even though they're made as slaves, we take granted what they don't, and that's, I believe, that's life. It's being what the whole thing about Blade Runner is just being human, what it is, and how it is to be human, and which I didn't think they would hit that hard, at least for me, in a span of 15 minutes. But yeah, the people who voiced the characters did a cool job. There was cool action sequences, and my only gripe about the short isn't the short itself, it's just duration. What I would have done, and I'm gonna see the other two ones. What I would have done is, and if Mr. Watanabe would have been okay with it, just give him a full animated movie, just to see more time with the characters and what's happened after the events of the first Blade Runner, instead of just within 15 minutes. And I don't know. I mean, I know that some stuff is better known not to see and all that stuff, but just that world is so rich and so amazing to take a look at, that I would have liked to spend more time in it than 15 minutes. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I really, really, really liked it, and I hope and pray to God that it's part of the Blu-ray collection, whatever they're gonna have, and that way I could have it and I could take my Blu-ray wherever I go and see it, instead of just trying to go into YouTube. But yeah, definitely go check it out. It's your choice whether you want to see it before or after. I would recommend after, because they briefly touch upon it on 2049, the events of Blackout and maybe whatever else happens. But that makes it more surprising and being like, ooh, I want to go check that out, instead of having seen those shorts and you'd be like, yep, I get it. But yeah, go check this short out, Blackout 2022. And thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.